Shalom. Kal halalim la Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Brakti Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Dawari Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of our body. Shalom to the 144,001 May peace and blessings be upon your households. It's just a quick one. There has been, obviously, as you can see, the mirth of the land is gone, the fun aspect, the optimism, right? And also the grinding is ceasing. Okay. When we're talking about grinding, we're talking about work. Okay. Also, and the other side to that is the benefits that people get in this world are going to be taken away, whether it's from a UK perspective, where you have tax credits, child tax credits, working tax credits, which is basically supplemental income for those on a certain bracket of income. All right. And also in America with EBT, certain requirements there. And it's all in all, just the decline of this society, decline of the Western world. Okay. The West was a powerhouse for, the last just under 250 years. All right. And now we are seeing the decline of the so-called white man's world. Okay, Esau, the Edomites, their kingdom is collapsing. Okay, 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and those of that lineage paternally, okay, these are our foreigners. Okay, so Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that falleth. We have our rulership coming. All right. And for a lot of individuals, there's plenty of people out there. We all know some of them. And some of them, we've gone through it ourselves, where it's been quite a long while before we even got a job, or certain other brothers got jobs, or certain brothers know people or men, that it took them a damn near a year to find something. All right, we hear certain testimonies from our prophets, the men of Great Millstone, as they teach us, because they are the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. They are the men of the Lord. They are the mouthpiece of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. So I'm just going to play a few segments. And by the way, copyright fair use. I'm not making no money out of this. Okay. I'm going along with what they're saying. Okay. And there's nothing adverse being stated. All right. Let's go to scripture first before I play a couple of vids. All right. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay. People are worried. Job losses, jobs have ceased. It's hard to find a job. The increase in inflation. Okay. Everything has a dark, gloomy aspect to it. All right. There's no optimism anymore. There's no future. All right. People are not being proud anymore, saying, oh, this is what I'm going to do next year. This is what I'm going to be next year. This is what I'm going to be doing in 5 years' time. They're just worried about, if they're going to make it to work that day. They've got to decide whether they've got put fuel in the car, or buy food that evening for their family. And with the money they're making, they can't support themselves. Okay. One more scripture comes to mind. I've got to paraphrase it just to get it up. Bag with holes, King James Version. Yeah, that's it. Haggai 1:6. Haggai 1:6. Ye have sown much, and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Okay, because if someone's been on the same income for the last several years, and also a lot of companies, right, have are owned by the so-called elites, right, and they have told their higher ups to freeze wages, and the wages are pretty much, for most, similar wages to how they were 20 years ago. Now, with the rise in inflation, what they're trying to do is put you into a corner where you will take the charagma, which is the RF to the I to the D, CHIP, when the financial crash happens, because you want to hold on to some kind of normalcy. Okay, so with inflation and the value of the money decreasing, right, you're on the same money as you were 20 years ago, when you can do a little bit more with it, with the so-called dollar or the pound or the euro or whichever currency you hold, right, had a little bit more value to it. You could do a little bit more with it. But now you're earning the same money, you can't do nothing with it. Okay, hence the reason why people are having a lot of meltdowns. And along with that, you women are going to really feel it as well. Okay, you got Big Daddy, so-called white man Esau, who was giving you all these goodies, these gifts, you know, all these supplements to your income if you did work. All these goodies. Now those are going to be taken away from you. Okay, so then you can't say that I'm an independent woman. You were never independent. Okay, you always had a sugar daddy. All right, there is no such thing as an independent woman. Okay, you always need a support system. You always did. You just assumed it because there was no one there that was visible. Okay, this individual, Big Daddy Esau, was invisible because it was the government. The government wasn't standing right beside you in your doorway. The government wasn't sitting inside your room. All right, physically. All right, so it was, okay, because you thought, okay, the government's going to be there forever, you can call yourself an independent woman. You are going to lose that independence. You were never independent. Okay, you are a disaster. Okay, and you're going to feel it as well. And that's why, like our apostles and elders of Great Millstone have said, Isaiah 4:1 is going to come in sooner rather than later. And also it's going to happen obviously on this side, because women are going to need that support system, and women are going to be looking for a man of the Lord, because they're going to see certain things on the men of the Lord, because they're gonna be shining like gold, man. Okay, because a man, the Israelite man, the chosen Israelite man, is the prize, not the woman. Okay, all right, because gold is hard to find. Okay, so is a man of the Lord. All right, women are everywhere. All right, well, there's more women on the planet than men. Okay, so all in all, it's the decline of this society. All right, where's that video? Is it this one? Not that one. That's Elder Malcolm's video. Oh yeah, this guy.
How the fuck supposed to afford my bills, groceries, anything, dog? It's literally cheaper to. Nothing's cheap. I just got laid off. Please answer me. Why is it so hard to get a job when eggs cost $15, man, and everything's so expensive? How the fuck supposed to afford my bills, groceries, anything, dog? It's literally cheaper to. Nothing's cheap. I just got laid off. Please answer me. Why is it so hard?
Okay, so what we're seeing is people having meltdowns. I'm gonna play this one as well.
My kids WIC. I get food stamps. I get WIC. I get state medical insurance. My kids get free lunch. This thing that's happening, is it true? Like, am I going to have food stamps next month? Are my kids going to be able to eat lunch after Monday? Am I going to get WIC next month? Can I fill my prescriptions next week? Does anyone know what's really going on and, like, how it's working? Because I know it's supposed to go into effect at like 5 o'clock tonight, but then a judge put the school lunch part off until Monday. But how am I supposed to buy food next month? How am I supposed to buy milk next month? What are my kids going to eat at school and at home. And how am I supposed to pay for my medication? Any answers would be appreciated.
And just like that, with a new law written in, this gorilla felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of food stamp queens suddenly cried out in terror. I mean, Queen, you ask, how are you going to afford...
Okay, what's WIC? Okay, because we have our equivalents over here. Okay, WIC provides free, healthy foods and personalized nutrition, education, breastfeeding support, referrals to other services, and more. WIC now uses electronic benefit transfer (EBT) cards. The WIC EBT card works just like a debit card. You can also save time with a virtual appointments in many locations. Okay, let me see if there's anything else to this. Damn commercials. Okay.
700, and my sister gets out for half.
And support the channel!
Where? Because turns out that I get 2,700 and my sister gets 36, 37, 3,700 or something like that. I'm not sure. Well, she was, but with the whole thing with the grandkids and all that, like, I don't even know no more. And she probably be lying and saying that she gets more. I don't know. So yes, I would like more because I need more. So if I could get, like half the price an EBT card, I don't mind. I'll just pay it with the child support money and then go ahead and get another EBT, so I could go ahead and go do my pedicures with EBT, go to restaurants with EBT, because I mean, I'm just learning all these new things here on TikTok. I mean, wow, it just blows my mind, the stuff that you could get into. Oh, museums. Yes, you could go into museums for free or pay $1, something like that. There are so many benefits with the EBT cards. It's not even funny, guys. So yeah, that is so much fun to get all these EBT cards and
Oh, hell no. Oh, yeah, fam. EBT definitely didn't need an overhaul. I mean, there's no unnecessary spending there. I mean, she just said that she gets $2,700 in EBT every month and she needs more. She said she wants to buy another EBT card and use the child support money to buy that one so she can use this second EBT card, and I quote, to get her pedicure done, to go to a restaurant.
I don't know why women put this out there. It is tempting the spirit so that these things can be taken away, and it's going to be taken away because what's happening is different states are going through different things because they're not coming as a whole to every state. They're just doing it as like it's like I would say it's like like an avalanche. All right, it starts at the top and then it starts coming down slowly, 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 and then it just hits rock bottom. That's what's happening right now. It's coming down slowly. It's hitting every part of the of America, and obviously here in the UK, it's different changes are being made as well. With regards to universal credit, they're being more stricter. They're watching you more. Before you could get tax credits over here, working tax credits and child tax credits, which is supplemental income, and you didn't have to go in to see someone physically. You could just apply, do it online, job done. And now they're actually asking you to come in physically, and it's called universal credit now. So it's just a completely different ball game. They've got like more eyes on you, so to speak, if you are going to get it, and it's not as from certain people's perspective that were in this world that required that more, not as lucrative. They're not living, as I say, not living ghetto fabulous. And besides all these benefits, most of them are with Edomites anyway, so-called white people. They're the ones that claim it the most. Okay. Let's see what else we got here,
man. Nothing, just healthy food. And people on food stamps can
and Hershey bars and all kinds of crap. Moving on.
From what I've read and what people have told me, there is a plan to rearrange SNAP and change the rules so that people on food stamps can only buy healthy food. No candy, no sweets, no ice cream, no donuts, no nothing. Nothing, just healthy food. And people are celebrating this, which is no surprise to me because I grew up in a school that made my dad even poorer than he already was, where they sat there and told me that people on food stamps and poor people don't deserve to have enjoyments.
They're just taking all your powers away, you know. Kind of reminds you of the movie of The Matrix, where they barely keep you alive, you know, and they give you just like a gruel or porridge every single day to eat. And that's all that's available in the world, you know, especially when you're not part of society. And if you are part of society, then it's going to keep you alive barely. It's going to be water and porridge. They're not going to even give you anything. It's going to come to that, especially when if you do get any kind of benefit and you can't even buy delicacies anymore. You can't buy no beer, you can't buy no liquor, you can't buy no candy, you can't buy no cake, you can't buy no sugar, you know? Excuse me. Let's jump out of this one. All right. Now, we know what that pandemic had 4 years ago, right? Okay. Now, obviously, this has been happening for a while. Women disproportionately affected by job losses, power and politics, right? Women hit hardest by Canadian job losses during this, right? Women accounted for all US job losses in December, and the disparity doesn't end there. This is 4 years ago. So, how much more do you think now? How much more do you think now? Right? And let's go back to the other side of the pond, the UK. Rise in women sleeping rough is hidden. Crisis in England, charities warn. Okay? This is from 2021. And how much more now? And there's loads of women that are homeless. Men too. Okay? But men to a certain degree are going to suffer, but they can't. They're men. They can sort of somewhat, you know, if they've got a few, you know, scruples, a little bit of, you know, little oomph in them, a little bit of a, you know, usually sometimes men, usually for the most part, can somewhat survive. But with a woman, you know, especially if she's attractive, got a nice shape or whatever, you know, they're sleeping at night in the corner or whatever, someone's going to come there and try and grip them up, you know, you know, and there's a chance of rape. So women, and some of these women, you know, claim to be independent. I mean, we've been hearing stories online about so-called famous women that are homeless now. Was it that lady from En Vogue? You know, so this thing's going to happen right from the top right down to the bottom. So-called famous people as well as your regular folk too. All right. Charities warned of hidden crisis of women sleeping rough with job losses in the hospitality sector and increasing domestic violence during the pandemic, fueling the surge, reports Sarah Marsh and Robert Booth in an article published 30th of June 2021. Okay. Okay, let's read it. This is interesting. The homelessness charity Glassdoor said that between 2020 and 2021, 26% of those it supported were women, up from 19% in 2018 to 2019. So basically, in 2 years, there's a surge in 7%, right? Rise, okay, with women. New Horizon Youth Centre in London found that between April and June this year, 35% of its guests were female compared to 10% in 2019. All right. So by 2021, right, it's jumped up from 26%. So it's 19% in 2018, 26%, right? Yeah. So the jump was from 19% here, but then it says here, new Let's read it again. The homelessness charity Glassdoor said that between 2020 and 2021, 26% of those it supported were women. Okay, they're saying it, the homelessness charity Glassdoor, up from 19% in 2018 to 2019. All right. New Horizon Youth Centre in London found that between, according to, two different charities, New Horizon Youth Centre in London found that between April and June this year, 35% of its guests were female compared to 10% in 2019. That's a massive rise in literally 2 years at that time. So how much more now? Now we're seeing the collapse of the society, because back in 2020, 2021, you could pretty much still find something work-wise. Now it's even more harder. If you're on LinkedIn and I don't know whether you guys use LinkedIn or not, like if you got your profile up there, if you're looking for work or when you are looking for work, or if you just got your profile up there anyway, a lot of people are saying looking for work, looking for work. There's been couples that work in tech companies that have lost their jobs. They were going to get married and all this kind of thing. They're Edomite couple, by the way. Well, they look like Edomites, right? And obviously, this is affecting everybody, and they're all putting their sob stories on a professional platform like LinkedIn. People are getting, you would never see that 10 years ago on LinkedIn. Now they're putting their sob stories, boo-hoo stories there. So somebody could pity them and give them a job. All right. So both sides of the Atlantic. All right. We're seeing the fall of the so-called white man society, man. Revelation 18 and 7. This is referring to America. Okay. The whore of Babylon. Let me see. Is it chapter 18 verse 6? Let's see if that's Revelation 18 verse 6. Yeah. Revelation 18 verse 6. Okay, let's go to 18 and 4. Actually, this is all good. I'm trying to get to... Okay, let's read the several verses. Revelation 18. After these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. That's Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. Every foul spirit, everything's allowed in this world, in the so-called white man's rulership. The Bible is not applied. They may hold it as a prop, but it's not applied at all. As you can see with the situation with the Moes, PDF files, women, normalizing threesomes, women dealing with each other, normalizing that, normalizing men dealing with each other. It's disgusting, right? And humans marrying animals, women ruling over men, satanic rituals. Everything is on a vibration of a satanic level. It's a satanic vibration from all the emblems and the icons, their movies, their cartoons, every single thing. You're being hit left, right, and center spiritually. When you put on the TV, when you wake up, when you breathe the air, when you walk outside, when you go work, whatever it is, you're being hit. Okay. Verse 3: For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. That shining sea, wasn't it? Everybody wants to go there and make that money, and people have been making money. If you wanted to make it in this world, like Arnold Schwarzenegger comes to mind. If you've seen his documentary on Netflix, he said, I wanted to go to America and make it. He saw the movies. He was enticed by Hollywood and California, Muscle Beach. He goes, I want to make it there. I want to be an actor. He didn't want to stay in boring old Austria at the time. because America was a powerhouse, you know, in the 50s, 60s. You know, he came to America, I believe, in the late 60s. And America was still somewhat going through its problems, but America was, you know, a very mirthy, very place where you can still so-called make it. And, you know, verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her judge and not of her plagues. You know, Lord talking to Jake, the elect. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. And when the sins of Sodom and Gomorrah reached to the heavens, what did the Lord do? The Lord just nuked that. Well, not nuked it. The Lord burnt it. You know, burnt that place down. All right. Verse 6: reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. All right. So she's you know, America or Arsareth is going to get double. It's not going to be inhabited again once it's destroyed. Okay. And individuals that, you know, put their hands on us, especially the so-called white man, all right, they are going to go into slavery for 1,000 years. So what they did to us, we're going to do to them double. The only thing that we're going to do, we're going to do it pursuant to the scriptures. We are not going to do any PDF type situations. We are not going to be any momos, okay? Because Jake is not that way inclined. We like women. We are not going to do the things they did, but we're going to put our foot in their ass, though. We're going to F them up, you know? We're going to hang them, all these kinds of, you know, we're going to do all that. They're not going to get away scot-free, you know? Verse 7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she hath in her heart, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, who judgeth her. Okay. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. All right. So all the people that want, all the wealthy and all the people that are making money with her, you know, especially all these Moabites, these Chinese and the other nations coming into America and other parts of the world, especially America, because America's that, you know, they think that, you know, they're gonna, you know, China-fy America, you know what I mean? Chinkify it, you know? And other nations, you know, that are making money off it, and as well as the kings of the earth, you know, the wealthy, you know, that want America to go on forever, you know, they're gonna bewail. They're gonna say, "Oh man, you know, our bread and butter's gone," so to speak, you know. But the real kings of the earth, they're not there, man. The so-called elites, they're in bunkers in New Zealand. Some of them are in bunkers in remote parts of America. You know, they've got whole cities and restaurants and cafes and shopping malls and, you know, the whole shebang. You know, it's like they're living above ground. You know, they're not living the way those Edomites were living in that movie, The Road, when they find that little hole in the floor with out, expired junk food. They're not living like that, all grimy and shit. You know. Uh, Verse 10: stand afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And all the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. All right, there you go with the merchants. Yeah, and the kings of the earth will mourn her because they live deliciously from her, you know, because that's their powerhouse, you know, like the elites. You know, they got houses in America and they got houses in the UK, you know. But America was that place, where they create the system of so-called Edomite supremacy. All right. And you women, have lived deliciously, uh, you're going to need a man of the Lord that day. But then, it's going to be the man who's going to be choosy. Okay. A lot of you women were actually with the men of the Lord, but you took their children away. You put hell upon them. But the men standing bold, those Israelite men teaching, still to this day, our prophets and teachers that teach us. Okay. But that day, will they give you a second chance? Well, only the Lord knows. Only Yahweh Bashem Yashai knows. But you women, uh, are going to be, wanting the men of the Lord to pick you. And you've got to get used to, if you do get picked, having sister wives, because that's how it's going. We're going back to the ancient world. Okay. When you have, from now, when Isaiah 4:1 kicks in, we're going back to the ancient world. And when Yahweh returns, hey, the kingdom is, when the Lord returns, that's when the kingdom is here, man. All right. And then it's going to be going back to the ancient world. And it's not going to be no independent woman and neo dancing and singing like a clown, prancing around you women. All right. Ain't going to be no more to the left, all that bullshit. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right. So they're going to wear their own clothes. All right. They don't want nothing from them except to have the man's name. Okay, that she belongs to so and so. She belongs to this Israelite man of the chosen seed. This Israelite man, the man of the Lord. All right. What does reproach mean? Definition of reproach: express to someone one's disapproval or disappointment in their actions. Expression of disapproval or disappointment. So that only let us be called by thy name to take away our disapproval. Take away our disapproval or disappointment. All right. Let us be called by thy name to take away our disapproval or disappointment. All right. So you women are going to be looking. All right. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there now. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakwadash. We are seeing the decline of this world and this society failing in real time. And it's not going to get better for the world, but it's going to get better for the elect, wherever they are, scattered to the 4 corners of the earth, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. All right. Brakti Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakwadash, Dawada Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakwadash, Kal Halalima Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Shalom.